Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the third grade concept of representing addition and subtraction. This is standard 3.5a in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 14 of the 2025 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have a library that has 530 books to start the day. And then we have this number line to show how many books are at the end of the day. And we need to find statements that best represent what's happening on this number line. So first, let's focus on the number line, see if we can figure out what's going on. Then we'll look at our four answer selections. So the only number we're given is 530. And so that's going to land right there between 510, 520, 530. Okay, so here's our start right here. So that's our start. 530. So if we're trying to figure out, well, we've got one ray moving to the left, we've got one ray moving to the right, but let's start with this bottom ray because it starts at, you see how it starts at this 530? Then it moves over to the left. That's our starting point. So we have a ray that goes from 530 and it goes down to, let's see, 250, 260, 270, 280. This is to 280. Okay, so I want to see what the difference is. Let's get down to 280. And that's going to be 4, that's 5. Okay, 250. So I've got a jump right here. I'm going to say it's minus 250. And then we get down to 280. Now, once we get to 280, we're still at 280. Look. Now it's going up here. Let's see what this is. 410, 420, 430. So 430, we're counting by tens on our number line. So now it moves from 280 up to 430. So what's the difference? Well, let's subtract again. Let's get 430. Let's subtract 280. Let's see what that jump is. And that's going to be 15, 13. Okay, that's 5. 150. All right, so looking at what happens here, this is what I can tell from the number line. We start at 530, because that's what it tells us to do. We're going to start at 530. And then we are going to, it looks like it moves down 250. And then when we get down to 280, it looks like it increases 150. And at the end of the day, we end up with 430. Okay, so this is what this number line says right here. But it's not as easy as that. Now what we need to do is we need to find a statement that says what happens. Well, what can we do at a library? Well, we can borrow books and we can return books. So let's take each of our sentences here and let's write little equations here. So we all start with 530. So let's put 530 on each of these right here. I'm going to kind of build my equations out here on the left, and we'll see which one matches what we have kind of figured out over on the right. All right, so books are returned. So when I return books, I'm going to add them, and it's going to be 250. And then when you borrow books, you're going to subtract them. Okay, so plus 250 minus 150. And that's the exact opposite of what we've already done over here, so that's not going to work. When you borrow books, it's minus 250, and then you borrow another 150. So minus 250 is good, but minus 150 is no good. All right, when we return, that's a plus 250, and then you return another 150. That's not going to work. So it's going to be this last one. You borrow 250 minus, and you add that 150 because you return them. That is our answer, D.